everyone. Happy New Year. There has been a while since we met. It was time ago, last year. But I thank God that He has given us another opportunity to meet and share experience. And now I'm here just to share. You may mute those who are making noise, please. We are here to share experience as a reader. I know we have other readers who has many ideas or different ideas that we shall keep on sharing with you so that we can succeed all. The key here is we all have to succeed. And this evening, I want to share with you about growing leaders. One of the things I realized in this life is that in this life of network marketing business, I realized that you can't grow, you can't go far alone. If you want to go far, go alone. If you want to go fast, if you want to go far, you have to go with the people. And I remember when I joined the business in 2008, I started the journey and I had a good team up to a level of 7-star. I remember Mr. Tendai, Director Tendai, telling us that we should not keep there and celebrate. And my mentor taught me that yesterday's success is today's enemy, because I stayed there for some times, because I qualified for a trip, I qualified for a car, and that time the business was very new in Kenya. So I took all the time to celebrate. I started celebrating. And when I was celebrating, I forgot that there are other levels ahead. So that's why I say yesterday's success is today's enemy. Up to 7-star, I had a good team, and I started celebrating, and I forgot about the team, and I went to Tanzania. When I went to start Tanzania market, I focused on sales. I focused on sales, and I forgot that I need to build a team. So we could carry boxes of products, boxes and boxes, like 4 boxes. We could carry for 7,000, 6,000 BV, and we could come without any piece of product. And the market started having problems with the registrations and whatever. So the government started looking for us, and we had to come back to Kenya. So when we came to Kenya, things were not the same, because in Tanzania, we were used to sell a lot of products. And it was very difficult when we came back to our market, because no product, no production like the one we had in Tanzania. So back to square one. I have no team because I abandoned and went to another market. I forgot I'm supposed to grow all the teams together. And when we came back, we had no team completely. And I had to start growing again. And I remember I read 2 books, and that is where I started again. And one book was Multi-Level Money Machine, and the second book was Building Leaders Around You. Because I had already realized without a team, I can't make it. Without a team, I can't go anywhere. Okay, I have qualified for a trip, and I have qualified for a car, and that's all. I thought, I don't know, it's like I thought that is the end of the journey. So I stagnated there looking for teams, and I started training. I remember for me to move on, for me to be able to move on, for me to get a team, I had to get other people's team and put together with my team, because my team is only 3, 4 people, and they were less than 10 actually. And I looked for other people's team so that I can train them together. And my team could not realize we have guests or other teams inside them. And they started growing. I grew other teams together with my team so that I can be able to start the trainings. And I started by going back to drawing board, and I had to look for a name for my team. And the team name is Divine Destiny Team. And we named the team back in 2012. And that is where I started my journey. That is when I realized alone I can't make it, together we can. And today I'm sharing with you how I made it to get a team, to get a big team. And the technique I used, or the formula I used, I want to share with you this very evening. Some of the leaders I know, they are not able to develop teams because of various reasons. But I know today will make a difference in your life as a leader and as a distributor. And leaders, when you have leaders, you are like somebody heading to a beautiful city, because when you have a team, you will definitely succeed if you do the right thing to maintain the team. Because having a team is one thing and maintaining a team is another thing. So it's good when you build leaders so that you can get far. Inside you, there is a person called a leader. Inside you, there is a person who has succeeded. Are you able to bring out that person and impact that person to somebody else? How do you know how you can help others to reach their full potential? This is why we are here this evening, how to help others reach their full potential. And I start sharing with you some of the things I have done as a leader. If you see people inspired to activate leaders, it's your responsibility to, number one, appreciate them for who they are. Learn to appreciate your team. The little effort they are putting, they want to see whether you appreciate it. Sometimes you talk to them and they tend to tell you that you don't, when I was young, they used to tell me, today they don't tell me that, you don't appreciate that I have done a 3-star today. And she wants you to appreciate them. They want you to appreciate them. And they have done a 3-star and they missed the whole training. So when I learned about leadership, I normally, even today, I normally call them. I tell them, congratulations, you have done well. You have done a 3-star. It's not easy. I know it's great work. But everything has its own time. When we have training, you bring 5 guests, they do 5 3-star, you have doubled or multiplied your effort, and they understand. So appreciate the little effort they are doing for you to reach them. If you don't bring them on the board and show them what they are doing is right, sometimes you lose them. And I remember I have one of my great leader, and she is a 1-star manager. And I got that leader. She was doing only 100 BV. And if I talk to her, she was telling me, I don't see the much she's doing. Actually, she did not say the retro. She was saying the much she's doing. And the much she's doing was only 100 BV per month. You can imagine. She wanted me to appreciate her for doing only 100 BV. But I appreciated and I had a way of getting her heart. And today she does over 5,000 BV per month. You can imagine. I encouraged her. And within 2 months, she was doing almost 1,000. Within half a year, she was doing over 3,000. So when you appreciate the little they are doing, you will get their heart. Believe that they will give their best effort. Believe they can. Believe in them. Have a belief in them. Because if you don't believe in them, it's hard for you as a leader to grow them. So believe in whatever they are doing. Acknowledge and praise their accomplishments or achievements. Acknowledge the story, the little they are doing. And I remember I have another leader. She is a trainer today, and that leader was coming to training every day very late. And one day I was training distributors, and I said I'm training distributors who has discipline. And I remember it was one of the Fridays. It was distributors training alone. I told them by 9:30 I'll close the door, and they thought that I'm joking. And when 9:30 came, I closed all the doors. They knocked and nobody could open the hotel for them, the hotel door for them. And one of the readers felt a lot of pain and he wondered why she was crossed up. And after training, I told her it is because I want to impact discipline in them. And from that day, she has never missed training. She comes early, and today she's a very responsible reader. And the following month, we had another training, and she was not late. After 2 months, I gave her a gift for improving because she had even improved in trainings and also in sales and also bringing people. I acknowledged her and I gave her a gift. That leader today is a great leader. She is an Easter. So you can, if you acknowledge and praise what they are doing, you will get their hearts and you'll be able to grow them. Bless your Lord as their leader. Know your Lord. It's good to know your Lord as a leader. For instance, if anything goes wrong, that is my responsibility. I accept. If anything goes well, I always say we did it. And if anything is excellent, I say you did it. So that is embracing my role as a leader, attributed to their contributions. This approach is the key of fostering a winning mentality among people. So remember, don't blame them. Whatever goes wrong belongs to you as a leader. Whatever goes well, the credit goes to our distributors. As we get the levels, as we get to the higher levels, any level I always remember to tell my team, you did it. Because if they were not there, I could not be the person I am today. So never forget to take responsibility as a leader. Be a leader who understands the potential value of a team. Understand their potential and value their potential. And sometimes young distributors come and they don't have a lot of information, but they also don't have money, but they are very potential. And I look at those people and see where I can chip in their business for them to grow. That is how I take especially the new people. And to be a successful leader, understand the importance of developing other leaders around you. Don't stay alone. Don't be proud that you are a 7-star, but you don't have a team. You are a 1-star manager, 2-star manager, in other levels that we are in, but you don't have a team. So it's good when you develop leaders. If you don't develop leaders, kindly, I don't promise you to go far. You'll just be loitering somewhere, going loud. For years, you remain stagnant in one level. Create a team and formulate a strategy to make sure your vision is not only seen, but also carried out and contributed by others. So create a formula that you want and also a strategy to make sure your vision as a leader, as a visionary, is carried out and contributed by others. So you have to create a strategy. You have to have a formula of growing them. For example, when I started growing, you see, I started with other people's to train my team with other people downline so that I can have a number. And from there, I started getting a new team, and also few people became 5 stars again. And I called them leaders, I gave them a name, I started sharing with them, and I formed a leadership board with them. And they were very young. And I started sharing my vision as a team leader. I started sharing with them, and they were able to know that we are going far. They also work hard. When you have them, when you have a leadership board, they work hard so that they will not fail you. A leader envisions the bigger picture, but needs the help of other leaders to turn that mental picture into reality. Even if you have a big picture and you don't have people, you can't see the reality of your mental picture. So you have to bring others on board, grow them, mentor them, coach them, babysit them, because some, they are 7 stars, but they still need babysitting. They don't share the vision with you. You need to share your vision. You need to talk to them so that they can understand better. Some leaders attract followers. And these followers, they just stay there like 3 stars, 4 stars, and they don't grow from there. And you see somebody saying, this year I have to go to China, and they start a new leg under themselves. They put 100 BV, and they think that is the way to go to China. The other day, Director Netherlands was taking us through on how to get a China trip. I hope people learned from that lesson, because the followers, some of them, I can call them followers, because they don't even understand the business. And they don't come to training, they don't never attend the meetings, because they don't believe in leadership, they don't believe in anything. They just believe in themselves. So it's good when you attract leadership, you have serious leadership for you to attract leadership. Why leaders need to produce other leaders? Why do leaders need to produce other leaders? Because without leaders, your graph will remain low. You can't grow. So if you want to produce leaders, your graph must be going up day by day as you grow in the business. So, number one, wise leaders surround themselves with other leaders to find the best people they can. I do remember I was left by my upline when I was very young in the business. And because I was very fast, and most of the times we were in the same status. So I was left when I was very young, and later he started moving from there and there. And I was left alone. And I salute one of Diamond Club member in Kenya, that is Mr. Joseph Kimani. Me and Kimani, we had no upline. So what I did is that I got Kimani and we started training together. I became Kimani's upline, he became my upline. I could pressurize him, he could pressurize me seriously. Because I realized if I don't surround myself with other leaders, it will be very hard for me to grow my own leaders. So I surrounded with the other leaders. We started going together. We were like 5 of top distributors. We started going together, going to one market. We do a meeting, we go to another market, we went to other market and do the same. And that is how we got the teams. So if you're a wise leader, surround yourself with other leaders, and you will find and create your own leaders out of the team that you will get when you are with your other leaders. So it's only about your team. We have other leaders in the market whom you can work together. Just make sure the person that you are surrounding yourself with is a person that cannot take your team away. Those closest to the leader will determine the success level of that leader. And what kind of a team do you have? What kind of a team are you growing? Because the person you are will come out clearly from your leaders, young leaders. Because those people that are close to you, maybe they are 3 stars, they are 4 stars, and you are 5 stars, and they are not growing. You yourself, you are not bringing new people. Your growth will be determined by your leadership. If you don't offer leadership to your team, to your people, they will grow as slow as your leadership. So if you intend to grow a team, if you want a big team, if you are serious, you want to succeed, be a leader that can lead, that can offer leadership. Because your team copies you 100%. Your team copies you 100%. The determination of a positive or a negative outcome in my leadership depends on my ability as a leader to develop those closest to me. So the determination that I have should be either positive or negative outcome in my leadership. People see who I am when it comes to leadership. Thanks so much to Madam Lenny for coming to Kenya. Thank you for attending our camp. And I really appreciate your pleasure. Thank you for being with us the time we shared in our camp, and also we went together to Uganda. We learned together, and also we played together games in the evening. And I'm telling you, Madam Lenny can learn fast. And the reason why she is saying we are disciplined, it's because that is what is in us. What the discipline we have photocopied ourselves to our teams. So it is you who will determine either if you are positive, your team will be positive. If you are negative, your team will be negative. So the outcome of your team will be seen when we see you. When we see you, that is when we shall see your leadership. When we see your team, we see your leadership. And how do they dress? How do they conduct their things? How do they do their meetings? And their etiquette also depends with the leader. By the way, etiquette depends with the leader. If you are a person who is not very keen on your dressing codes, your team outcome will be the same. Your team will copy the same. So it's good to be a leader who can impact the team with positive things, so that you can have team that has ability to copy you, that has ability to do what you are doing. What are your plans towards your team? What are your plans? What are you planning? Number one, for you to have a trip, it's a must that you have a team. It's a must. And you have to develop them. So my question to you this evening, are you developing them? Are you developing your team? What are you doing about their growth as a leader? Think of it and write these questions or even screenshot them. Then sit down and answer yourself. Are you developing your team? Because for you to grow to a big height, for you to grow to be a nester, you must have a plan. You must know the route that you are following. Then, are you growing personally? Are you growing them personally? Are you growing your team? Or you just delegate? If you want a good team, if you want to photocopy yourself to your team, if you want your team to do what you are doing, please do the right thing and they will do the right thing. Because when you grow them personally, they will copy your character. They will talk like you. They will do presentations like you. They will do exactly what you do. Look at the chicken and the little chicks. The way their mother does, that is how that is what just a minute. That is what the little chicks does. So, and another question is: are you training them the right things to do? Do they know what to do? Are they aware of Greenwald do and don'ts? Are they aware? Are they aware what they should do in network marketing? You should teach them. You should train them. Talk to them. Talk to them. Have they commenced achieving? Have they started achieving? Let them know they are supposed to achieve. Let them understand what they are supposed to do. Because if they are not achieving, the problems comes from you, you leader. That is where the problems comes. Because if they are not achieving, it means you never achieve. You don't achieve anything. You don't achieve. Because how can they not achieve when you're achieving? If you're achieving, you have to grow your team so that they can also achieve. And I remember one time I went for a meeting, somebody's meeting. It was not my team's meeting. And the leader there was holding, she was holding three, like this, three certificates, three certificates, all alone. And there is no other person in the whole meeting and qualified for a team. And she has three certificates. And she was not even fearing. She was holding like this. You can imagine. Then when it came to cars, she was having 2 cars, and it was like this. She was holding like this, and nobody else had a car in that. It was very, very shameful. It was very shameful. Why? Because you should not grow alone. If you want success, you have to grow your team. If you want money, you have to grow your team. If you want a team, you have to grow them. Nothing comes for free. You have to grow them. And after growing them, you will get exactly what you want. So train them the right things to do. Let them know they are supposed to attend trainings. And I normally tell people there are only 4 principles in network marketing. And number one is be a user of the product. Let them understand that. Number two, be a product of your product. Move the product, because when they move the product, they will get other benefits. And number three, bring people to the business. And number four is training. So those are 4 pillars of network marketing. So train them the right things to do. Let them understand the principles of network marketing. That is, use the products, move the product, bring people, and go to training. Those are pillars, 4 pillars of this house of network marketing. So even if you do any other thing and you are not doing the 4, I'm telling you, it will be hard for you to succeed, because if you don't move the product you want other people to move, I don't think you are copying, you are photocopying yourself to your team. If you don't bring people, how will you grow to the next level? So you have to keep on bringing people. And another thing, understand why has the growth come to an end? Why have you gone up to the corner? Why has the business taken you to the corner? Why are you not growing? Why are you stagnating? Just understand the rules, because you don't understand the rules. That is why your growth has come to an end. So these are questions that we should ask ourselves, because when we are growing and we have so many things, we have so many obstacles. So if your business has come to a standstill, just analyze your team, analyze yourself, and understand why it has happened. And you will understand the loophole in your business. If you don't understand your loophole in your business, then you can't go far. You can't go far. So understand it well. Understand well. So, and potential leaders attracts leaders. If you're potential, you will attract leaders. And I came to realize in this world, there are leaders who are born leaders. And if you are a good leader, you will attract them. And we have those leaders that they are leaders in church, they are leaders in other social meetings, but they just join Greenwald. When they join and see the things that you are doing as a leader, because they have leadership in them, you as a leader, you will attract them, and they will say, this is the person I will move with. Because good leadership, I said, it's like a beautiful city. That beautiful city in you, people will get attracted. So if you are a good leader, as somebody come to the meeting, see how you are training after inviting them, they will say, definitely, I'll join you. From there, start growing them. Start coaching them. Because I said when I was starting, there are few things that a leader forget to do. Babysit, coach, and train. Those 3 things you have to do as a leader. So even if you attract another leader and you don't bother taking them through these 3 things, babysitting, let them understand how the business, how to conduct themselves in this business. Because it takes a leader to know a leader, grow a leader, show a leader, and attract a leader. You must be very high for you to attract another leader. And many times we have people from even other places, but they are attracted by our leadership, the one we are offering. Because when you offer a good leadership, even your team alone will keep on saying, our team is good, our leader is good. And I ask you as a leader today, can your team stand and testify, say that you are a good leader? Can your team speak and say you have never stolen from them? Can your team stand and say you don't steal their downlines? Can your team stand and speak on your behalf? That is the question you should ask yourself as a leader, and it will help you grow. Because if you don't do it, it's very hard for you to grow, because you have to attract other leaders. And when you attract them, please, even if they are aggressive, there is something I want you to understand. Even if they are aggressive, when they come to the business, know and understand they are very new. So you have to do the three things without skipping. That is babysitting and coaching and teaching. Those three things you have to do, and there is no shortcut. Don't assume somebody is a leader, even if they come from another place and they were leaders. Just train them in your own way. Let them learn your techniques. Let them learn your style of leadership, because they can't come with their leadership technique and they fit in your team. Let them learn from you. True leaders have the ability to attract potential leaders because leaders think like them. Leaders think like them. And leaders express feelings that other leaders sense. If you speak, people will definitely know and understand that your leadership is high. So if you are young leaders, will express feelings that other leaders sense. Leaders establish an environment that attracts other potential leaders. Establish an environment that can give your team a good growth. And I have a cat in the house, and the cat goes loud looking for where it will give birth, because it wants a good environment for its kitten. So as a leader, look for a good environment that will attract other potential leaders. Give them exposure, and they will grow to a bigger height. So establish an environment that will attract the other potential leaders. Like the camp we had, we had the trainings, and most of the leaders were training. And that is what Madam Neni is saying, that that if you give them a good environment, they will grow. And because we are leaders, and if we don't give our leaders, young leaders, time to train, they will never grow. They will never know how to train. I think most of you knows Hannah Masharia. Hannah Masharia came to our office when she was very young, and she had only attended training for like a month. And one day she came and knocked my office. She said, Madam Lucy, who is training today? Because we normally conduct our trainings on Wednesday. And who is training today? And I said, it is Mr. Bogo who is training product. He said, can I train one product? I told her yes. So when I realized she is a leader, I gave her environment to grow. She started training slowly by slowly, and today she is one of our national, international leaders. She can train comfortably. And I can tell you, she can conduct training of any level because she don't fear. It's because I gave her an environment that attracted the potential that was in her. Leaders are not threatened by people with great potential. And this is where we are. Because the leaders we have today are scared to see other other people are growing. I remember sometimes back, I had a reader who was growing very fast, and also her readers were growing very fast. And when I told her let's go to this market and help this downline to get the car, because she was only remaining with 25,000 BV. And she said, this person is growing very fast. And she will be a 7-star soon, and I'm not prepared to go to 80-star. So she refused completely to help the downline. And the downline that downline never qualified for a car. And because she never qualified for a car, you can imagine, and that lady stopped there and then. If today you talk to her about Greenwald, she can't even listen to you, because the leader on the top was threatened by her growth. So at the end of the day, the lady left the business. She never grew to 7-star. She left the business at 7-star, at 6-star, remaining only like 20,000 to get to 7-star to get a car. And she never qualified for a car. Why? Because the reader on the top was threatened by that growth. And there is thing that I normally tell people. That if I start a leg today, if you start a leg today as a 7-star or as a 5-star, and you see a person who is moving very fast, when you are 5-star, and that is how I grew in my business. When my upline is 5-star, I'm a 5-star. When he was a 6-star, I was a 6-star. I was moving, it's like we were moving parallel. That is because he was not threatened. I had an upline who was not threatened by my growth. Because when I have let's say you want to qualify for a car, and as a 6-star, I have 40,000 BV. It means you will use the BVs to qualify for a car, because you just need to balance this side and this side. When you balance, that's all, because somebody else is producing BVs sideline. So when they produce BV, it will be very easy for you to qualify. And why am I saying this? How many BVs do you need to get to 7-star, 80,000 BV? You have 3 legs, and each leg has produced 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. And who will produce the rest of 20? It is this leg that is going faster. This leg that is growing faster will cover the difference. And I have a leader who have qualified last month, qualified for a car, and with only 6 months. You can imagine all the downlines who qualify for a China trip, all the downlines qualified for China trip. And some of them are going for a car. You can imagine that person can be an A-star within 1 year. Why? Because he's not threatened by growth of the people. One of the readers got her 6-star within the 3rd month of when she joined the business. And because this leader was not threatened by her growth, he went ahead and got the 2 others to 6-star. And that is how he got to 7-star. So never be threatened by what other people are doing. Never be threatened by their growth. Never be threatened by the people they are bringing, because it is all for you. All for you. So grow your leaders without any fear. Never be threatened. Never be intimidated by growth of other people. A good leader naturally size up the team and migrate to other leaders who are growing slowly. We go back to our leaders are not threatened, because this is a strong leader. So it is upon you as a leader to work with the 2 leaders who are going slowly, who are moving slowly. So it is upon you. It's upon you. So migrate, continue encouraging that person. But remember, you have 2 weak legs. Even going to 5-star is a trouble. So understand that you are supposed to shift your effort to the one who is very weak. If you don't do that, somebody will lag you behind when you want to get a car or a trip. So make sure your team is growing uniformly. Make sure your team is going uniformly. If you do that, it will bring a big growth in your business. Leaders who mentor potential leaders amplify their effectiveness. Leaders who mentor potential leaders amplify their effectiveness. And begin by instructing your team. Begin by instructing your team. The fine arts of setting. The fine arts of setting parameters, that is boundaries and priorities. Let your team know the boundaries. Let your team understand the priorities in their team. The boundaries, what they should do and what they should not do. And I had somebody who has this formula of getting all the downlines after qualifying this leg. He shift all the downlines from that leg to another leg. And they start another leg. They start another leg. When they qualify, they take the whole team to another leg. So one person keep on qualifying while the team does not qualify. And if they qualify, they are still their names. And that is a team that don't know the boundaries or what they should not do. Because that is, I normally say, that is very wrong. I tell people when training that we are all here for one thing, and that is qualifying, getting cars and getting trips, that is qualifying, getting to manager levels and get other higher incentives. We are all here for money, and we are all here to grow our teams. So there are some things that there are some do and don'ts that we should understand. And also let your team understand the priorities. Let them understand the priorities. When they don't understand the priorities, I understand they do anything. They jump from here to here, they do this and they do that, and they never concentrate. They never concentrate because they don't know the priority. So train your team well, train your upcoming leaders well. They understand the parameters and also the priorities. Let them understand because it's very important. Instruct them the fine art and it will help them. Create and inspire new leaders. Create. How do you create leaders? By the things we are learning. Create, and also not only creating, remember to inspire new leaders by instilling faith in their abilities. Remember here, you are like you have to work on their faith because without faith, it's very hard to do this business. So you have to instill faith in their abilities, and by helping them develop and home leadership skills they don't know they possess. I don't know whether you have given somebody in your team when training a chance to do something, and you realize that person is not the person you have been seeing. For example, an MC. It's very hard to get an MC, by the way. A good MC, it's very hard to get. But sometimes you normally tell a leader, today you'll be our MC. At the end of training, that person leaves you wondering, we have been staying with these people and the person has a lot of potential that you have never known. So it is us big leaders, it is us leaders, it is our work to create and inspire these new leaders by instilling faith in their abilities. And also we help them develop. Let us develop them so that they can be the people that we want. And they will take home leadership skills that they don't know, even themselves, that they possess. So as leaders, let's work with our team. Let's be very close to our teams. That is one thing I realized and I learned when I was growing when I was growing young leaders. When you are very close to them, you understand them very fast. Because remember, this is a business of relationship. It's a business of relationship. And if you want to move fast, you have to develop leaders and you have no two options. So unite your team to start working for common goal. Unite your team. Unite your team. When they are united, you will go very far with them, because you will be sitting down, strategize together, and make goals together and work on them together. When you unite your team, the work becomes easier. Because if a leader is in Mombasa and I am in Nairobi, because we are united, I'll just tell my guests, my client, go to this office. Then I call the leader there and they work on those people. If they want to join, they will join. If they want products, they will get. So unite your team. When you unite your team, things get easy. And that is one thing I have learned with my team. And because when we set goals, we work on them together. When we set goals, we work on them together. And when we have a common goal and we are united, I think it will multiply our strength through unity. It will multiply our strength through unity. So, leader, unite your team. The work will be easier for you. And you'll not be here, you can't be here, be there. You have to unite for your team, for your work to become easier. Develop leaders to expand and reach the future of your team. Help your team expand. And how do you help your team expand? And I go back to where we were seeing the environment to do the business. The leaders, if you expand the leaders and enrich future of your team, it is very important. So develop your leaders and expand. I normally take my people to a new market, and a market that we even don't know anyone. Because we are united, we shall go to one market, stay there for 2 days, work together. And when we work together, then we shall do one meeting because we are together. And by the end of the day, we start a new team in a certain town that we had no team. Develop leaders to expand. If you don't develop them, you'll never expand yourself, not only them, you'll never expand. And create a climate for potential readers. Create a climate for potential readers. Remember, you are a reader. A reader is like a bulb, who is like a generator, who gives the bulb a bulb the right. So offer light to your team. So create a climate for potential readers. And how do you create a climate? Leaders must be environment change agents. Leaders must be climate change agents. And you are an agent. You have to change an environment. So if you go somewhere, it should be known that you are there. It should be known you are there because you are environment changer. When you get into a training, let everyone know that there is a leader who has come here. So grow an environment. You must change environment in any time. If you see things are not moving the way you want, have a way of changing that climate and grow the climate that you want. Grow the climate that you want. And understand as a leader, you must be a thermostat, not a thermometer. You must be a thermostat. A thermostat changes with climate. And a thermometer just measure and leave things the way they want. If we have an AC in the house, when it is very cold, it switches itself off. When it is a bit warm, it starts again. So the thermometer changes with the environment. Be a reader that changes with your environment. Understand you are supposed to change according to the environment that you are in. When you have 3 stars and training for 3 stars, you must train them as 3 stars. When they are 4 stars, you must train them as 4 stars. And when I'm training managers, it's not the same like training 3 stars, 4 stars, 6 stars. It is quite different. It is quite different. So be a thermometer. From today, don't be a thermometer, please, because thermometer never change any climate. Be a thermostat. From today henceforth, as a leader, be a thermostat. A thermostat can change the environment, and a thermostat can change things from the way they look like and the way they are to the way they want. So change your people. Let them be what you want. Let them be who you want them to be, because you are a leader. The attitude of the leader, coupled with a positive atmosphere, can encourage people to accomplish great things. What is your attitude as a leader? What is your attitude? Because attitude matters most. Attitude is almost everything. It's 100%. I remember when Madam Lenny and Professor Lee and Mr. David, when they came here, Mr. David taught us about the attitude, and he told us attitude is everything. So as a reader, understand attitude is 100%. If you don't have a good attitude, even if the most effective leader comes and train you, you'll never change. You'll never have a change in your business. So it's upon you to choose whether to have negative attitude or the right attitude, but the right attitude will give you 100% results. So the attitude of the leader, coupled with the positive atmosphere, can encourage people to accomplish great things. What is your attitude? And this is where we are today. Because only 2 products are out of stock. And you start preaching to the whole company, to your whole team, that we don't have chitosan, we don't have cordyceps. And I remember sometimes back, somebody, and she was a reader, she told me, and I can't do even mandatory because I don't have these three things. That is chitosan, cordyceps, and it was chitosan, cordyceps, and spirulina. Yes, they were three products. That person cannot even do her mandatory just because there are no three products. And I was sharing with my team another day, and we had a few products that were out of stock. But I told my team, there is a time I used to go to Tanzania whereby I could sell everything. And sometimes you are left with a product, with the products that cannot even be combined. And I had to go back to books to understand what layers beta carotene can do and what I know. And I give that product. And I normally tell them, when they complain, I normally tell them, sell what is there. Because if I have negative attitude and start preaching that there is no product, my team will stop. Definitely it will stop. It is only fertilizer. Somebody is making noise, please. It is only fertilizer that you cannot use instead of that you cannot change. Fertilizer has to be fertilizer. But for other products, I do believe our product has a wide range. So if your attitude is light as a reader, I do believe that you can go very far. Because when you have light attitude, and you will have 100%. And also give a positive atmosphere and encourage people. They will accomplish great things. And every end of the year, I sit down with my board of leaders. We sit down and give targets. And we plan a whole year calendar. So we know what we shall do after this, even if it is interfered by company programs. We have to go with the company programs sometimes, but we never, we just postpone. We never leave it for the next year. We just postpone and move on with our calendar. So if you give the right stuff to your people, definitely they will accomplish. After we sit down with my board of leaders, we normally give targets, serious targets actually. And those people some of them meet the courage, meet the target, and some others are very near to the target, because this will give my readers strength to move on. When they see how positive I am, they have courage to move on, and we accomplish great things as a team and model the desired style of leadership. It is you to design your leadership style. It is you to design. I don't know whether you have designed your style, your leadership style, and what do you do when people join the business? Do you have NDO, new distributors orientation? Do you train your team? Do you encourage your team? You are the designer. Imagine you are the designer. I have seen people saying, this is designer's shoes. This is designer's handbag. This is designer's dress. So now let's have designer's leadership from you. So let your team be what you want. You are the designer, then your team will follow. So model the desired style of leadership. Let them understand who you are. Let them understand, let them know and understand the way you want them to be, the way you want them to dress. For example, my team has an uniform, level uniform. Every level has uniform. That is what I have desired. That is the style I have given my leadership. Every leader has has a uniform of their level. If you are 5-star, sometimes our etiquette manager, Madam Hannah, says that, and Madam Catherine says that the next meeting we are wearing level uniform. We have national uniform. We have team uniform. All those are designed by the leadership that I have. So I have modeled the desired style of my leadership. And that is how I want things to be in my leadership. So whatever you want to be done by your team, do it first. You do it first, then they will follow. And when I tell them level uniform, they wear their level uniform. When they wear their level uniform, you will see, you'll know who are 5-stars, you'll know who are 6-stars, and you will understand. In my team, you can't lie, by the way, that you are 7-star, because when you lie, you are 7-star. Definitely, we shall know when it comes to our dress code, because we have a uniform for every level. Example is not the main thing, my friend leader. Example is not the main thing in influencing others, but it is the only thing. It is the only thing. Example, like creating the uniform I have said, that is an example. I can give them an example. 4-stars can do this and this and this and this. But for them, for that desired style of leadership to come out clearly, I have to do it. So when they have uniforms for levels, I also have my uniform for my level. I have a shirt for my level. I have shirts for 5-stars, for 6-stars, for 7-stars, for 80-stars, for managers, 1 and 2 and 3. And also I have for director, because I'm the only director in my team. So example is not the main thing in influencing others. You want me to move the products. Do you move the products yourself? You want me to move 100 BV every month. How many BV do you do yourself? And I came to realize most of the leaders don't sell. They got to a point where I normally call menopause, business menopause. They don't sell, they don't bring people. If you want your team to grow, can you grow? They will follow you. It is by example that your team will grow. So it is not the only main thing, that example, but it is the only thing that can make your team grow. It also creates an appealing climate that models leadership. It also creates an appealing climate. When you read by example, you tell your team, I want you to be a nester, and you're already a manager, they will listen to you. When you tell them, I want you to do this, they will do it. If you want something to be done in your team, in your leadership, kindly, can you do it first? Then they will follow. They will do as you say. If you want people to wear uniform, wear uniform. Thanks to Greenwald, we have our GWDC uniform. And Diamond Club members, we are very proud of it. And in Africa, because they look very smart. Thank you so much, Madam Lenny, for that. And we love the dress code. So we read by example. We wear uniform, they wear. We move the products, they move. We bring people, they bring. When they see you are still bringing people, they are encouraged and see. If Madam Lucy is bringing people and she is a 2-star director, I need to bring more people than her. Why? Because I want to grow more. So be an example to your team. If you are a 4-star, you can't grow a 5-star. If you are 6-star, it is very hard for you to grow a 7-star, unless that 7-star is mentored by the upper upline. And people emulate what you see, they see modeled. They will do exactly what you are doing. They will do exactly what you are doing. So if you are doing negative things, you attract negative things. If you do positive things, you will attract the positive things. And I had sometimes back I had a leader who is a Nesta and a very negative person. She was a very negative person, and you sit with her, and actually she was not even in my leadership board because the person was very negative. She can manage to poison the whole team and say that we normally go to trainings together with my leaders. We normally design regional meetings and we do them together. And she started telling other leaders, why should we go there? Why should we do this? Why should we do this? So some people are very negative. So if you have somebody who is very negative and know how to work on them, because the negativity will work on them seriously. And that leader started moving her people from the job, telling them to go and do blah, 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 blah. And the team disappeared. The whole team disappeared. Today, she's alone. She's never active because she's never motivated. Because you bring people as a leader, then you poison them. The same you poison them. You start telling them about your upline, about your leaders, about the company defaults, other things that are not necessary. So people emulate what they see modeled. What you'll do, that is what exactly they do. What you will say, that is exactly what they will appreciate. And if you are negative, I'm telling you, automatically, you will attract negative people. You will attract negative people. But if you're positive, I promise you, you will attract positive people. Because I do believe in spiritual world, there is this one thing that when you are negative, the whole universe gathers to do exactly what you want. When you are positive, the whole universe gathers and help you achieve what you want. So it's upon you, design what you want. Know that people will copy and paste whatever you train them. What leaders do, potential upcoming leaders around them do the same. Are you always late for training? You'll never see them early. Do you attend the trainings? They will never attend. We have Zoom trainings and all along the week. Do you ever join? They will never join because they don't see the reason of joining, because their leader never joined any training. Why should they join? They don't have any reason for joining. Like today, we have people that have joined the training. They are those people who see the flyer, but they skip or they just blue tick and forget about everything. But if you do that, you will attract the same. So they will do exactly the way you are doing. But if you are potential, those upcoming leaders around you will do the same. So I would urge every leader this evening, choose to be positive. Choose to have the right attitude. Choose to be a thermostat in your business and be an environment changer in your business. If you do that, I 100% promise you a success. I will promise you a success. When you do that, it will be very easy. The speed of a leader will be a speed for the team of the team. You see, there are 5 stars who bring people and they just register and go. You see, there are 5 stars there are 6 stars who joined the business and they got to 6 stars maybe after some years. The team behind that person, they are still 5 stars. And it's like they are not planning, when you see their performance, it's like they are not planning to leave 5 stars. So your speed will attract the speed of your team. So have a team, have yourself a speed that will attract a team speed for you to grow. So for you to grow those leaders, you must change your style of doing things and have speed. Because success loves speed at the end of the day. If someone can qualify for a car in just 6 months, and that person never told anyone to buy a 5-star. In fact, he normally appreciates 3 stars. 3 stars. He never talk even about 4 stars. He normally talk about 3 stars. Every month, bring 3 people, they do 3 stars. He keep on repeating that. Even today we had a training, he said the same. And that person is so focused and very positive. And that is why the team is qualified. Focus on potential of the leaders. Focus on potential in the leaders. That potential they have, focus on it. Don't let them waste the potential they have. It is not only you can train. If they can train well and good, there are days that I could train Zoom from Monday to Friday. But today, after training other leaders how to go about it, how to do it, I don't need to train frequently the way I was doing before, because I focused on their potential, that potential in them. Focus on it and it will help you. That potential they have on training, that potential they have on training on products, that potential they have on moving or bringing new distributors, focus on it, help that person. That person will be a great leader. So if you develop that person, he will be great and you'll be happy. And focus on the potential of the leader's needs. That is another different thing. Leaders need. What does that person need to grow? What does that person need to be a leader? That is the question you should ask yourself this evening. What need do they have? What do they require, in other words, for them to grow? And I remember I went to a meeting some years back, and I got somebody, but that person could not even get registration fee. He had a very bad phone that we could not even communicate. But I saw the potential in that leader, and he was very needy. So I focused on the potential of that leader's needs. What did he need for him to grow? And I worked on his needs. Within 3 months, he was a 6-star. He could not even afford money for registration. It is the case to me. I did not have even money for registration, but my upline focused on my needs. I needed a machine to check people. By that time, Greenwald did not have a machine. They are machines that we were using. So I was the first person in Greenwald to use any analyzing machine, because my upline focused on my need. He gave me machine and found a way of me getting the product. Within 3 months, I was a 6-star, my friend, a person who did not have even money to register, because my upline was very wise and he focused on my need because he saw potential in me. So I grew very fast because my upline saw the need I have. He worked on it. Then he worked on my growth. And that is how I became the person I am. Even if he left me at a very young age, a 5-star, he left me when I could walk, actually. Not even walking. I could run. Because he had focused on my potential very seriously. And within a very short time, he had grown me to a big leader in inside me, even if I was a 5-star, inside me, there was a great leader. Look at the leader within the person. You see, that leader saw the leader in me and he worked on it. Not once, not twice, I have done that. Look the person, that person you want to grow. See the leader in that person. You can see some, even if they don't know how to train much, even if they don't know how to talk much, but you have seen just a small light of leadership. Kindly work on that small light and it will be a big light and it will grow to be a big thing. And place the emphasis on production, not buying a position or a title. Place the emphasis on production, not buying a position or title. Let people produce. I came to realize in this business, by the way, unless you are opening a shop, I never tell people to do a 5-star because that is not a business and that is not growing somebody. If that person buys a 5-star, where are you planning to take that person who has brought his money to the business? Then you dump the person together with the product, and that person is just a position or a title of a 5-star. That cannot be a leader. So place emphasis, like that leader I was talking of, on production, not buying a position. Sometimes they come and say, I want to be a 6-star within a month. They come and be a 6-star, and that is the end. They have come to an end of their production and they have gotten themselves to menopause. So no growing again. And provide growth opportunities. What are growth opportunities? Take them to new markets. Sometimes you are starting a market and you have leaders and you have that opportunity. If you have a car, carry 2 or 3 of your downlines, let them go and see the market. And I normally teach my people, the company has given us tents and umbrellas. When you go to a new town, go with a tent, see the city council. In our area, we call them city council or county government. Go to them, have permission, put your tent and your product. They will get, definitely they normally get new people. And that is a technique of getting people in a new market, because when you are there, you have the products and you have the flyers, you will have time to expose your team, and they will get a new opportunity in that town. We as leaders must encourage those around us to see themselves where we are. You just want to be alone, to be yourself. You want all along you are the only manager in your team. You grow and you don't grow others. So we must encourage others to be where we are. Spend the time and money to train the potential leader in that area of need, to train potential leader in the areas of need. Sometimes we have very, very potential leaders, and they want you to go to a place and you know very well you will get a good business there, but you don't want to pay the cost. You don't want to spend any money for fuel, for paying the hall. And this young leader this young person in your business cannot do it. But if they see you paying the hall and doing other things, they will copy that. And when they grow, they will do exactly what you did to them. So teach your team to do a long thing when they are young. They will never change. If you teach your team to do the right thing. If they see you are spending time and money to train them, they will definitely copy that and they will become great people. Lead with a vision, don't manage. Lead with a vision. Do you have a vision of where you are going, by the way? Are you a visionary? Are you the vision carrier? Understand you are the vision carrier of your team. So they see where you are eyeing. So lead with a vision. Know that you are supposed to take them somewhere. So you are the visionary. Pay the price and attract other leaders. The leader primary responsibility. Leaders primary responsibility. Identify the potential leaders in every small group of people. You must identify leaders. That small group of people, you must identify potential leaders. You go somewhere, like last week I had gone to a new market and I did a small meeting of about 30 people. And in that new group, nobody had joined the business. But I went home knowing I have 4 leaders in that team. I identified 4 people who will move in that market. And I can tell you, those people, they are even calling to greet me, to tell me they are ready, what do I want them to do, because I identified them. And I told them when I was leaving, depending on you in this market, so work hard. So that small statement, I'm depending on them, give them fuel to start the business. So select the positive. Look, when you are selecting leaders to move with, select the positive one. Forget about the negative one. We had said that earlier. The more qualities you are looking for, the more you are going to find. So in your team, learn to look for qualities. Understand the qualities of your team. And the more qualities you look in a person, the more you find them, the more you see them. So for those you see as more light, grow them. They will be what you want. So the more qualities you are looking for, you are going to find more. And qualities you look for in a leader's character. In a leader character, qualities you look for in a leader character. That person who will be a leader. When you go to a market, when you have a young team, these are the characters to look at so that you can establish who are leaders. Because there are some people that cannot be leaders actually. But most of your team members can be leaders. The first to look for in any kind of a leader or potential leader is strength of a character. Character is one of the main things that we look at when selecting leaders. Because there are people without character. There are people who get money from a client, they go and do their things. If it is a mama, they buy adverts. And they were given that money to buy the product and take to the customer. And I have just remembered one person some times ago. That lady did not have any character. He was in, and she could bring three stars in a day, but she could go to a club and drink all the 3 stars. So that person don't have a character. Somebody who cannot be faithful. That is a terrible character. Somebody who cannot be trusted in people's money, in people's downlines. You know, sometimes you understand these young leaders, they start even recruiting other people's those at the same level, they start. You understand that is a person without a character. So it is either you model that person to be what you want, or you leave that person. But my suggestion is that you model that person to have a good character. So if you want to choose a leader in your team, kindly check the character of a person, because that person can ruin your leadership with bad character. When you go somewhere, that person will do an evil thing or a bad thing. You go to them in a market, they get money for registration, they eat all of them, they don't take the kids, and those are bad characters actually. So look at such things when you develop leaders. You may develop somebody who is not trusted, and at the end of the day, that person will ruin you. Serious flaws cannot be ignored when it comes to character. You see, if you're not trusted in just 1,500, that is $15, I don't think you can be trusted in $250. So it cannot be ignored. And another thing to look at is unfulfilled promises. And one time I had a person who could come in your meeting and say, anybody who will do at least that today or this month, I will buy that person a certain thing. Then that person leaves, is not part of your meeting, is not part of your downlines, he was just a guest. And he has promised your people. You can't go to 100 people telling them, don't trust that. You can't tell them on your face, on his face, that don't trust that person. So he will leave you in a mess. He will leave you a mess to clear, that you have to buy this, you have to buy this. Then I was very young in the business. I could only give them the number of the person who promised them to buy for them, because I'm not the person who promised them. So in young age of a certain leader, at this young age of a leader, you'll know his character. Before you select somebody to be on your inner circle of leadership, understand their character first. It will help you. And also failure to meet the deadlines. Sometimes in my leadership, we normally give deadlines of doing something. Failure to meet the downline shows that the leader has a bad character. A bad character. Sometimes you can't trust them in some areas. A leader must have an influence. Are you a leader? You should have an influence. Because with influence, you'll be able to develop other leaders. Leadership is influence. So a leader must be going somewhere that is on the top, according to me, and can persuade others to go with him. If you don't have an influence of doing something, of taking other people with you to the top, you are not having a good quality, because you don't have good influence. You must be able to carry people with you if you have good influence. If we say we are doing this, can your people listen to you? Do you have enough influence as a leader? If you agree with other leaders that we do this, can your team follow you? Can your team do what you want them to do? You know better. Kindly analyze yourself. If they can't do what you are telling them, You keep on complaining or complaining. These leaders, they don't listen to me. Please come and talk to them. Please do this and this and this. Let me tell you, the problem is you, not the team, because you don't have influence. And for you not having influence, it means there is another problem, either a character or in your leadership. The quality of a flower will indicate the quality of a follower will indicate the quality of a leader. These people who are following you, how are they following you? It will indicate the quality of a leader in you. So your people follow you. Another thing is positive attitude. We had talked about positive attitude. And I said attitude is 100%. The winning attitude is the key to your personal success. 100%. 100%. With no limit mindset allows a person to start each day with a positive disposition. Each day with a new energy. Each day with a new mindset, and each day with a new decision. So with no limit mindset allows a person to start each day with a positive disposition. So make sure you have the right mindset. Even if things are bad, never let them get to your team's mind. Because you as a leader, it's very easy to correct yourself. It's very easy to work on your attitude. But when you let it get to your team, you'll never have in any way a way to change them. They will be gone and gone forever. It depends on how you see things and how you conduct your team. So have no limit of mindset. And that limitless mindset will help you to get to the top, because we are all heading there. I don't believe everybody's dream is to be a honorary chairman. Everybody, even a 3-star, that is all where we are heading. Should be determined to walk to the edge of his potential with positive attitude. Should be determined to walk to the edge of his potential because he accepts defeat. Should be determined to walk to the edge. That person, before he accepts defeat, and no accepting defeat, that person will work and work seriously. The positive person understands that the journey is as enjoyable as the destination. I have said our destination is honorary chairperson or honorary chairman. That even if I'm a lady, I hope I'll be also a chairman. The positive person understands the journey. The journey is very enjoyable. And I was telling somebody the work here is very simple and also very hard. It will depend on how you will see things here. So to us leaders, the journey must be enjoyable because we all need a good destination. So have excellent people skill. Excellent people skill. Know how to lead people, know how to stay with the people, know how to solve problems. A leader without skills soon will have no followers, because sometimes we have small fights in our team. How will you solve those fights? Or you will take sides. You have to have people's skills. Our behavior towards others reflect on how others behave toward us. So let's be very careful and behave well so that we can have an excellent outcome. Excellent people skills involve a genuine concern for others, the ability to stand people and a decision to make a positive interaction with others' primary concern. So excellent people skill and involve a genuine concern for others. So when you have good skills, you be able to have an excellent team. And confidence is a character of a positive attitude. The great achievers and leaders remain confident regardless of circumstances. Regardless of circumstances, you have to remain confident no matter what. Even if things are getting tougher, you have to be very confident. Strong and confident leaders recognize and appreciate confidence in others. Strong leaders, confidence leaders recognize and appreciate the confidence in others. Appreciate your people. If they are improving, appreciate them. Call them, even buy them a coffee. Talk to them, tell them, congratulations, you are doing well. You should see what they are doing. You should encourage them because you are strong. You have to give birth to very strong leaders. So a good leader has the ability to instill confidence in himself, within his people. You have ability. Every person God creates has gifts. Every person in your team has evident the gift. They have different gifts, even talents. There are those people who are in our business and they can do drama, they can sing, others can be MCs, others can train products, others can train business. So every person has a gift in your team. So understand everyone's gift in your team. Understand everyone's gift. If they are best at MC, give them MC. If they are good at training product, don't give them business. Let them train business because that is what they understand better. Some of the people have gifts for acting, singing, and we have this song that we sing from Kenya, Greenwald. We normally call it Greenwald Kenya song. That Greenwald Kenya, we are #1. And thank you so much, Madam Lenny, for confirming in some areas we are better. And that person has a talent because I can't sing. So I have to use that person in my team to do what I can't do. That person who came to Kenya, who joined Team Kenya and formed a song for us. Today we are proud people because of that lady, but we can't sing. But when she come out with a song, we can copy and start singing. So it's your responsibility as a leader to understand everyone's gift. Everyone's gift. So effective communication. Without ability to communicate, a leader cannot effectively cast his vision. So dysfunction with the status does not mean negative attitude or gathering. It has to do willingness to do different and pursue more growth. So good leaders deliberately seek out and find potential leaders to transform them into great leaders. So those young thrusters, those young fosters, those young leaders that you are creating and developing, work on them seriously. They will be your A-stars, they will be your managers, they will be your great leaders. So grow them and also train them to communicate. And with the communication, they will be able to train. With this communication, they will be able to do great things. And Just 1 minute. So nurturing, as we come to an end, nurturing potential readers. How do you nurture potential readers? And once you have identified potential readers, you need to begin nurturing them into the leaders they can become. Once you identify, after following all what we have learned today, once you identify those potential readers, use the strategy of BEST. BEST is number one. B stands for believe in them. Believe in them and believe they can. If you don't believe in them, they can't train. They can't do great things. You have to believe in them as a leader. Encourage them. That is E. Encourage them. Keep on talking to them. Even when you think they have not done it 100%, give them an encouragement. Tell them they have done it well, but they can do it better. Encourage them. And S stands for support them. Support them in every area. Sometimes they get challenges in market. Be there for them. And also trust them. Trust them. If you have selected the right team to be your leaders, trust them and you will go far. So guideline for mentoring and relationship, kindly ask them the right questions, clarify the level of clarify your level of expectation. What do you expect from them? That matters a lot. Let them know what you expect from them, which level you want them, by what time. Immediately put into effort of what you are learning. Immediately put into effect what you are learning. Be disciplined. I'm talking now to those who have been selected as leaders. Your upline has selected you, so immediately put into effect what you are learning, and be disciplined. Be disciplined. Rotating to the mentor. Respect your mentor, the person who is mentoring you. Reward your mentor with your own progress. And sometimes you do good to your downlines and they say, we don't know how to reward you. And many times I normally tell young people or young distributors, the way to reward me is to see your progress, is to see you in China, is to see you having a car, is to see you progressing. That is how to reward me. And as a person being mentored, and I'm talking guideline for mentoring and relationship, never threaten as a person being mentored, never threaten your mentor to give up. Because so many people, you mentor so many people, and on the way, they tell you, I'm feeling like giving up. Never, ever threaten to give up. When building leaders, remember to build trust. When building leaders, remember to build trust. And what is trust? Let's start from my left side, down my left side. T stands for time. R stands for respect. U stands unconditional positive regard. S stands for sensitivity. And T stands for touch. So remember to exercise the trust, and it will give you growth. So believe in people, give encouragement, inhibit consistency, hold high hope for the person you are mentoring, add significance to that person you are mentoring, provide security, let them feel secured, never threaten them to leave. Also as a mentor, reward production as a reader, reward production. They have done well, they have moved from one level to another, reward them. And also establish a support system, the system that they will follow, and that will help them to grow, discern, and personalize the potential leader's journey. Determine what they need, evaluate their progress consistently, and be committed, serious, and available to the people you mentor. And I repeat the last one. Be very committed, be very serious, be available. Those are 3 things to the people you mentor. If you do that, your people will grow. How to equip excellence? Almost done. Develop relationship with the people you equip. Those people you are mentoring, develop relationship. Share your dream and ask for commitment. For commitment, like setting goals for their growth. That is asking for commitment. So set goals for them. As a leader, set goals for them. If it is a 4-star, give them a goal of getting to 5-star, and also give them a time limit for that growth. And I leave you with these questions. And question number 1, do you have a game plan for personal growth? There is yes or no. You answer wherever you are. Am I a leader of that plan? Am I willing to change and keep growing? Is my life an example for others to follow? Am I willing to pay the price to become a great leader? I leave you with those questions. Ask yourself and see where you go wrong. Ask yourself, just look at them and see why you have maybe stagnated and why you have not grown. One of the most important actions, things a leader can do, is to lead by example. If you want everyone else to be passionate, committed, dedicated, and motivated, you go fast. You do it fast. Then it will be very easy for you. Thank you very much. I have come to an end of my training this evening, and I leave you with those few things. Exercise them, and you will grow a big team. And I had somebody asking. I have somebody who has a habit of stealing other people's downline, and that person tells people, if you are recruited by people from that far, how will you grow? And my answer was very simple. That person is very petty, because as we have teams all over, even outside country, in other countries. So how have they grown? So grow your team. If you offer leadership, your team will grow uniformly. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me tonight. And I am done this evening. Be a leader who walks the talk, and you will get to where you want. Asante sana. Back to Madam Lenny, and thank you so much.
Asante sana, Madame Lucy. Thank you for such a inspiring presentation and a powerful training. Leaders, distributors, friends, today, actually, we have learned a lot let me put this way. This is not only about a presentation. You know, from what we have observed, first of all, Madame Lucy and her team, in the previous, the 10th anniversary of Zambia and the 12th anniversary of Uganda, actually, Madame Lucy and her key team members, her key team leaders, actually, they went to those two countries and supported the training and also the event. And secondly, you know, there's data and figure that when I was in the leadership camp in Kenya, I can assure you that among all the participants, all the attendees, actually among the 30 top leaders, each and every of them can be a good trainer, can be an outstanding trainer. So this is how Madame Lucy develops her team. And the third, we have the figure that in all African regions that we compared all the branch offices, only in Kenya that this year has developed the greatest number of the new Diamond Club members. Ladies and gentlemen, this is leadership. Leadership is not only about presentation, it's about exercising. You know, if you can exercise, let's say 10%, 20%, 30% of what Madame Lucy has presented to us today, then you're going to grow a great team. So once again, Asante Sana, Madame Lucy, for your, you know, for your first of all, being the role model for all of us. And thank you, secondly, for having given us such a powerful presentation. So thank you very much. I give the floor to Mr. Budiman.
Thank you, Madam Reni. Asante Sana. Thank you very much, Madam Lucy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, actually what we are learned, well, what we have learned from Madam Lucy is her own practical leadership. You cannot find any of these things in any books, okay? It based on her own journey, building the team, the network in Greenwood in Kenya, okay? You know, it's not difficult to become a star 5 or 5-star or 6-star consultant, but when you already get your car, you become star 7, you become 7-star consultant. To go up to become 8-star, to go up to become 1-star manager, 2-star manager, it is not easy. You really need to learn about leadership. And today, we have learned so much from Madame Lucy. Yes, what Madame Reni told us that though you only you only maybe learn 30%, 40%, but at least you have learned something that you will need in starting to build your own leadership. Because without leadership, without giving opportunities, without building our people to become leaders, okay, it is impossible for you to climb to higher stages, even up to star director level. All right. Thank you, Madam Lucy. We really appreciate. It's correct, right? All your training is based on your own experience building Greenworld network.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, today we have done, and we will see you next Friday for more interesting session. Okay. And don't forget, tomorrow we are going to have our fertilizer, NutriPlant Organic Plus Fertilizer training with Professor Zhang from America, from US. Thank you so much. And we can unmute ourselves and say bye-bye to Madame Reni and to Madame Lucy. Thank you.
Salute you, Madame Lucy.
Thank
you. Good night. Bye-bye.
Congratulations,
Madam Lucy. That is wonderful. Excellent.
Bye bye. Good.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Sabu Dede from Thailand.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye from
Thank you,
Zambia.
Madam Lucy. Bye. Bye, Madam Lucy. Thank you for a
Bye
wonderful
bye. Bye
presentation.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Asante, asante
Bye.
sana.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you,
Bye,
Madam
Madam
Lucy.
Lucy.
That was
Bye, bye,
Bye.
bye, leadership. Bye,
Nanti.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Director, for the good day.
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Asante sana from Bulawayo.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Karibu sana.
Bye.
Good
Bye
night,
bye.
everybody. Madam Lucy, that is
Bye.
wonderful
Madam Lucy.
training.
Bye, bye.
Bye.
Maliza tutoke.